Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 26th of November to the 2nd of December. These messages are for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Thank you very much to anyone and everyone who likes, shares, comments on the videos, subscribes to the channel. It's all very much appreciated. If you would like to book a personal reading, please see the description box for information on how to do that. So I will say that these are the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading, and I just want to point out as well, we've got a full moon on the 27th, Monday the 27th of November in the UK. Well, everywhere, but on that date in the UK, because I know that depending on the time zone it can vary. So you might want to consider this message as part of the, if you have any intentions that you want to set for the full moon, because full moons are often about releasing, aren't they? Whatever comes up here may be relevant for that. If there's anything you want to release, a message might come up and it might help you to release something here. So I'm going to start off with a message from this deck. This is a brand new deck that I love. It's I connected with it straight away, felt good in my hands. The messages that came out were 100% and beyond accurate, and it's really interesting the way that this woman, the author here, Adama Sase, if that's how you pronounce her name, how she's written the book. It's absolutely, yeah, I like it a lot. So I'm excited to use this one. So we're going to start off with a message from this book as your main theme, and then we'll get the tarot cards out. So what is Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising's main theme for the 26th of November to the 2nd of December, please? What's the main theme? Main theme for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Right, that was very quick. Wow, we have the Sun, your soul's purpose. And I have to say, I think the majority of the cards in this deck really complement the background that I have here quite nicely. I know I say that quite often, but yeah. So I'm going to get your tarot cards out and then I'll read the message from the book. So what else is Capricorn's theme? Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising's theme from the tarot deck, please, for this weekly check-in. So what else is your theme from the tarot? What else is the theme for Capricorn from the tarot? You've got two, and I think they're in reverse. So you've got the Two of Wands, and that is about a path, isn't it? Choosing a path. And then you've got the Page of Swords. Oh, I thought that was in reverse, actually. You might need more, that was my tummy rumbling, by the way. You might need more information in terms of choosing a path, or a path that you're currently on. With that Page of Swords being there, I'm getting very much investigation vibes, which I know it can be, that is a meaning for the Page of Swords, but the investigation is like the first thing that has come through. Let's look at your energy specifically. If the cards will shuffle smoothly, right? Oh yeah, okay. So I can see why. This is like a literal tug of war with this Five of Wands. It can be conflict, is one of the main things, competition. But if that's how you feel, whether it's to do with other people or just mentally or just life in general, I can see why you would need more information excuse me, in terms of choosing a path. So what's this external or surrounding energy for Capricorn, please? Right, you've got the Seven of Wands. Do you feel like there's some sort of hidden sacred information that you don't have access to? Because I often see this Seven of Wands. It can very much be about standing up for something or standing up for yourself, but it's like a protective energy as well to me. It's a protector, but this is external. So do you feel like you're missing? I mean, again, I said you might be investigating. Do you feel like there's some hidden, really protected thing where you just can't get? I'm getting that whole you shall not pass thing, where it's like you feel like this is what you want to find out or discover, or the path you want to go on, and there's like a person standing there saying you shall not pass. Let's see what your guidance is. So you've got the Four of Wands and the Three of Cups. That feels like, I mean, Three of Cups for me automatically is often a card of support. And then Four of Wands, to me, that's just more support. Do you need support to do this? But what was I going to say? Right, so Capricorns, if we're going to go by the traditional stereotypical Capricorn type energy, which obviously none of us are just a stereotype, are we? But yeah, in terms of the meaning in astrology, I think Capricorn would be one of the signs, probably alongside Virgo, maybe, but Virgo might be slightly more flexible. We'll see. But yeah, Capricorn, I feel like you guys would need you kind of want to guarantee, like, very methodical, very practical, whatever you do and put into practice, there's like a solid plan where it's like, I need to know everything about this before I move on it. I need a guarantee before I do it. Like, you'll take risks, but they're calculated risks. So like, even if something doesn't go to plan, it's like you already calculated how that would work or what would happen if it went wrong as well. So for me, that's why this, I don't know, this energy here, this tug of war of like needing more information and this whole you shall not pass thing. It's like, I can imagine for Capricorn stereotypically, if there's something you want to pursue and you feel like there's some sort of hidden information and you don't even know how to discover it or uncover it, it's like you can't make a move because it's like, no, it's too uncertain for me. So yeah, if you do Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, share your comments if you want to let me know how that resonates, what I've just said. If that's true for you, if it's not, I mean, as I say, we are not stereotypes. As much as I'm talking about stereotypical energy, none of us are stereotypes. So yeah, let's read this message from the book here, The Sun, Your Soul's Purpose, and then we will get into clarifying the cards. So we've got 22. Number 22, right. There are many layers in your astrological DNA. I was actually going to say that part of the reason we're not stereotypes. I mean, yeah, psychologically we all have different backgrounds, but astrologically as well, your birth chart. There is a link in the description box if you need to go to a website that will help you bring your birth chart up. There are many aspects to your birth chart that affect anything and everything. So yeah, that's why I'm saying that. There are many layers in your astrological DNA, and understanding your sun sign is a good place to start. When this card appears, confidence, joy, and time in the spotlight is on its way. It's time to move into the truth of who you are and align with your soul's purpose. The sun rules over the royal fire sign of Leo, and just as Leo loves being the center of attention, the sun is at the center and is the life force of our solar system. In ancient occult and spiritual traditions across the globe, the sun was highly worshipped, with deities invoking its energy. In alchemy, your sun sign represents the spiritual golden inner light. This bright star is a luminary and provides the energy that is needed to sustain life on Earth. Without the interplay between the nurturing Mother Moon reflecting the vibrant rays of the Father Sun, there would be no life. It is the delicate dance between the divine feminine and masculine here on Earth. The sun is a personal planet, so depending on your unique birth chart, okay, I didn't know, I mean, this deck is new, so I didn't know she was going to bring that up. Your unique birth charts, its traits are easily visible in your personality. Understanding where your sun sits within your chart provides a map of how to access this part of yourself. In ancient alchemy, the sun's placement in your natal chart can help you understand your higher self and align with this energy. The following guide can show you what energetic characteristics align the most with your sun sign. Find your sun sign in the following list by looking at the date corresponding with your date of birth. Right, so I give the dates. I'm not going to give the dates. I'm just going to give the signs. And obviously, this message is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So take it however you will. Again, if you need to look at your birth chart, do whatever you need to do. But I'll read what it says here. So Sun in Aries is considered to be an independent leader. Sun in Taurus, abundant beauty. Sun in Gemini, intelligent communicator. Sun in Cancer, intuitive nurturer. Sun in Leo, regal creative. Sun in Virgo, analytical soul. Sun in Libra, harmonious lover. Sun in Scorpio, powerful alchemist. Sun in Sagittarius, wise teacher. Sun in Capricorn, structured boss. Sun in Aquarius, innovative genius. And Sun in Pisces is a creative healer. So it says, your life is changing direction in a major way. It's time to embody your gold. Right, that was a lot, but I still like the messages. I think they're really good messages. So you very much could be at a major turning point on your soul's path. I would say one thing you might need to release is certainty, is needing certainty. That might be something that you need to release here. But let's look at the Two of Wands and the Page of Swords. And if you are someone who feels like they have to do everything themselves as well, that you always have to be the boss, you always have to be in control, you always have to take the lead. If you're resistant to support and help, because we've got the Three of Cups, Four of Wands there, then you might need to let go of that and be a little bit more open to getting help. So if I can get the cards to shuffle, let's look at the Two of Wands and Page of Swords. I mean, so the Two of Wands in reverse, I said that's about needing, it's choosing a path, but it's in reverse, so you're not making a move. Page of Swords can be needing more information, but it's very much the energy of a student, so you may have to embody that student type energy rather than the boss energy for a change. You might have to be willing to become more of a student to learn whatever it is you need to learn. Right, so Two of Wands, Page of Swords, please. The Moon, or what's hidden. So that already makes sense in terms of me saying that you may need more information to make a move, really. And I'll probably clarify the Moon, although I'm sure in this kind of reading I have a strong feeling it's not going to tell me what's missing or what it is you need to know, because these are, when it says this, it's the kind of thing where it's like, no, you've got to go on your journey to figure it out. I'm not going to tell you. It's like when you get the High Priestess and a reader says to you, you already know. I know it's very irritating when we say that, but sometimes it literally is, you already know, or it's the answers are within you and you have to go on a journey of self-discovery to figure them out. It's not just a corny thing that readers say. Sometimes it literally, that is just, it is what it is. And I can say that from personal experience. We know what we're allowed to know when it comes to tarot, as with anything else spiritual. The point is not to get all of the answers, it's to go on the journey to figure the answers out a lot of the time, isn't it? So Page, right, Four of Cups, that's the whole answers are within, isn't it? So we've got this Four of Cups here. I know the Four of Cups is typically, it can be typically rejection, apathy, stuff like that. This one is more like kind of peace and quiet to figure things out, like deep contemplation type energy, that whole answers are within. Anything else? It may be that you need to tap into your intuitive side more as well, because it talked about the opposite of the Sun and the Moon here. The Moon being the more feminine, which is like the High Priestess, the Moon, that sort of thing, going inwards rather than looking outwards and being practical about things. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Let's see what follows on from that. That can speak of comfort zone. So again, if you are in that stereotypical energy, that can be connected to Capricorn, of needing a guarantee and needing to have a really solid practical plan. That might be your comfort zone. And again, with the full moon thing, it might be you've got to kind of let that go a little bit, or not saying disregard it, but loosen the reins on that so that you can maybe get into this more intuitive type energy, which I know it's frustrating to hear sometimes. But and then we have the epitome of freedom, the Fool, next to, I believe this is Sun in Capricorn actually, and the only reason I know it is because it's come up in so many readings and I've heard it so many times for myself and other people. Sun in Capricorn, that's that protective, not wanting to let go kind of energy, next to the opposite, which is the Fool, and the Fool has the Sun and the Moon. So the Sun here, that's the known, that's what you can see. The Moon, which is where he's trying to jump off the cliff, that's the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. You would assume that he's going to fall to his death. Who knows, he might sprout wings and fly. We don't know. The Moon is there. So I'm going to get something for... So another thing that comes up, so that's the comfort zone. Again, it's the energy of you have what you need. You have everything you need, but not necessarily what you want. That will be completely fulfilling. The Ten of Cups is that fulfillment, and it's kind of suggesting here that you need to... There's something about needing to be more open and more free to probably get that complete fulfillment. So what do I want to look at on its own? Let's just look at the Nine of Pentacles, although I don't even know if it's worth it, because I think I kind of get it. I said I'd look at the Moon, didn't I? Let's look at the Nine of Pentacles first. I'm going to try that again, actually. Nine of Pentacles. That's too many. Nine of Pentacles, please. And I had a feeling that candle was going to go out in the middle of this reading, so I'll address that shortly. Nine of Pentacles, please. Right, there we go. So the Eight of Cups. Yeah, something's not 100% satisfying here. Okay, and this page of wands in particular, for me, a lot of the time it feels like he's answering a calling. I know the page of wands can be known as an explorer, very open-minded. He's not, it's in reverse, he's not answering a calling. So whatever your calling is, or whatever, there's something in your life, a path, or whatever your soul's purpose is calling, you know, you're probably potentially aware, let's see what if you got 5, yeah, you're probably aware that something's missing. There might be something missing. I'm sure you probably know there's information that you don't know that you'd like to know, but yeah, there's a calling that you're not answering or not able to answer, or a path you're not able to choose because you feel like you don't have enough info. Bear with me, I'm just going to address this candle. Okay, we're going to look at the moon next. Although, as I said, I doubt it's going to tell us exactly what we need to know, but there could be something that's been called into question in terms of authenticity here with this whole path. Are you resistant to a path that is authentically you? That's come into mind as well. Yeah, this moon for me, see, you've got the moon and the sun and the moon together. It's not going to tell you exactly what you need to know. It's like this here. This is what I was saying about the needing a guarantee. So 4 of Wands, it can be about having a solid foundation, and the sun is everything that's it's illumination, isn't it? It's where you know everything you need to know. You see everything you need to see. You're not going to get that right now. It may be that you need to I can't tell without looking at the advice and everything, but at present you don't know, and you may not know it until you choose a direction, until you make a move, until you choose a path potentially, or until you open up to support from others that can help you to make a decision. So I'm going to leave that, yeah, I'm going to leave that there. I don't think there's anything more helpful that I can get from that. We'll look at the other cards and see what they tell us. And I know it can be frustrating when it's quite vague, but it's just life, isn't it? That we don't have all the answers straight away. You have to go through certain experiences until you can really figure things out, or just understand things. Like, you can have the knowledge, but it might not click, or you know it in theory, but it doesn't click until you experience something. So 5 of Wands, that's your energy. That's how you're dealing with things, and it's like a bit of a tug of war, isn't it? Or conflict going on there. So why is that 5 of Wands there, please, for Capricorn? Try that again. Again, that energy of wanting to know everything, possibly. You've got Judgment there, which can be associated with rebirth, reassessing things, reviewing things, sorry, like the past. Anything else? Reviewing what's going on in your life at the minute. That's another thing that comes to mind. Values. Queen of Pentacles is there. That's a Capricorn card. You might be reviewing or reassessing your values. Anything else? Seven of Swords, yeah. That's where things aren't. That's what's hidden, isn't it? I think the key here is that you need to focus on your values. You may feel like there's a tug of war in the sense that you're not certain, there's no guarantee, everything's not clear. But I mean, it's obvious, you need to hold on to your values. Anything else? 10 of Wands, yeah, I mean, the opposites there. Look, this is where everything's clear. Obstacles, those are obstacles. And I know this is a running theme for you, Capricorn, but do you have too many other distractions going on in your life? And that's what's kind of preventing you from having a clear path in terms of your own purpose, your own path. Let's look at the 10 of Wands. Let me see. Or are you kind of, have you realized that now? Have you had like a light bulb moment where you think, Jesus, I've given so much of my time and energy here, and not sort of focused on what my true path and purpose is? Is that something that's happened? 10 of Wands. Let's have a look at that. My candle is not doing very well. I've had to kind of modify my candle, you know, and you burn it and then there's loads of wax left in, so I kind of poured it into another one, but it's too much wax now, so it's not burning well. Well, I can say that here it's just speaking of leaving burdens behind. So you probably know what these burdens are, potentially, or distractions, or whatever you want to call them. I know in your last reading it mentioned taking a break from being a mediator and something else. I can't remember what the other word was, but it's like giving too much of your energy, like assisting other people, getting there, helping them to get their shit together. And that distracts and causes you to neglect your own path, doesn't it, in a way? So I've got, yeah, that would, these distractions, it's sort of saying that you need to leave those behind to pursue your own dreams. And you're probably, you may be aware of that, because if it's in your energy, you very well may be aware of that. Let's look at the Seven of Swords. I said that Seven of Swords for me, it can be things that are hidden, like secrets, lies, whatever, but it can be an escape plan as well. I'm going to try that again. That didn't feel good. Well, that would be you going off on your own path, wouldn't it, really, with that Hermit card? But again, two truths here with that Two of Swords. Like, there's a bit of a conflict or confusion. Let's get one more after that. So this, to me, that would be your dreams. The Ace of Cups and Seven of Cups, that's your dreams. That's what fulfills you. But do you have an idea, or do you just not know what direction to go in? Have you focused so much on other things and been so distracted on other things that you just don't even know what to do? And you like, it's like that whole better the devil you know, isn't it? It's like, I know that this is not satisfactory. I'm not, where I am is not satisfactory. Where I want something different, I want to follow my own path. But I don't know what that is, and I don't know how to get to it, and I don't know what to do. So I might as well just stick with what I've already got. That's kind of what I'm getting here. What else do I want to look at? I would say you're probably reviewing that, and it's a bit of a tug of war here. Let's quickly look at the Queen of Pentacles. Right, so again, morals, values, beliefs is the main thing here, that those are key. I would say those are key. It may not tell me what they are. Truth, I mean, truth is key. But that's just a given, isn't it? That's an obvious kind of thing. So we've got the Tower. And we've got the Three of Cups. This is becoming a bit of a running theme, not just for you, but for the... you're the third sign I'm reading for, and in the other previous readings, Gemini and Sagittarius, there's a theme about where you belong, where you feel you belong. Are you able to be yourself? Are you holding parts of yourself back? Are you over-giving to people? But that's kind of coming up here as well, that it's like there needs to be a change. Like, do you need to form new alliances and find a new tribe? Do you feel like you can be yourself with the people you spend the most time with your current tribe, if you want to call it that, whether that is friends, family, romantic relationships? Do you want that to change? Do you want something to change there? Do you need to be around different people to feel inspired? That came up in I think both, actually, Gemini and Sagittarius's reading. I think I'll leave that there and move on. Yeah, we'll move on from that now. But as I say, your values and beliefs are key to helping you, I would say, to it might not even make things clearer, but it might help you to make a choice, and then things become clearer as you walk the path. So I'm just putting all the cards back. Just bear with me a minute. And I am a little bit distracted by the candle, or lack of candle, but not used to seeing it like that. I'm used to seeing a bright light, and the light distracts me rather than the on the screen, rather than the lack of light. So let's look at the Seven of Wands. So I said there's a potential for a you shall not pass type energy here, where it's sort of like you feel like it's hidden knowledge that you're not privy to that will help you to choose a path or make a choice. Right, so the Magician, that's somebody who's empowered, that's somebody who's very capable. You've got the Five of Cups there, okay. I'm getting, do you feel like other people are like all the people and distractions that you have, do you feel like that's blocking you from the path that you want to choose or need to choose? Anything else? got the Knight of Wands there. I mean, that's an adventurer. That's somebody who just goes off and does whatever the hell he wants, doesn't he, really? Ready for a new adventure. The Empress is where you're creating something new, like could be creating a new reality for yourself even. New circumstances. Right, and this is just progression with the Eight of Wands. So I'm going to look at the Magician on its own. And probably that Five of Cups as well. Magician, just, I mean, that's empowered. That's being empowered, isn't it? That's being empowered in terms of going on your own path and doing what you need to do and being fully capable of it as well. I will keep that and I will see what else comes up. Nine of Cups, okay. And the Ace of Cups as well. A part of this, I'm not saying the whole thing, but a part of this could be more empowered and inspired connections that you have with other people. Like you may feel held back from that. So again, going back to the Gemini and Sag readings, I can't remember the details of both of those. But yeah, you may need to be around people who you feel more inspired around, or it could just represent the Two of Cups. It's not always a person. For me, sometimes the thing that you want to share your cup with, because the Two of Cups, it's about sharing cups, isn't it? It's sharing your cup with something that you love. So that could be the path, the thing that you love. It could be the path that you want to pursue. It's whatever it fulfills you. Both the Nine of Cups and Ace of Cups do speak of fulfillment, satisfaction, pleasure. But it's like you feel blocked from that. So that, you know what I mean? That sort of kind of, you're being blocked from this. The Magician, empowerment, justice, what's fair. Connecting with what you love and the fulfillment. So you've got Five of Cups, and that's next to that, that's disappointment, isn't it? Hurt. Why is the Five of Cups there, please? I was gonna say there could be a relationship element to this, and then the Lovers comes up. I mean, that's past hurt. So again, a part of it, there could be a relationship element where someone here could be you could be kind of coming to terms with disappointing relationships in the past and wanting to pursue new ones or a new one, but feeling kind of blocked. Like, you know, if you've had a lot of maybe just one in particular or a bunch of shitty relationships and you're like, well, I still want to try again, but I kind of feel like I haven't mastered this. Like, I keep fucking it up, to be frank. Like every time you have a relationship it goes to shit and you're like, what is wrong? What am I missing? Like this Seven of Wands could be like some sacred knowledge where you think, why is it that other people can make it work and I can't? What am I doing wrong? And it's just practice, isn't it? It's trial and error. Like, I know that people all say, oh, you have to do the inner work before you're ready for a relationship and blah blah blah. And don't get me wrong, yes, I think we all have inner work to do anyway, but to be successful is not even the right word, but it's the only word I can think of. To be successful or make a relationship work or be happy or enjoyable, you can't do that in theory. The only way you can do that is by doing it. I mean, yeah, obviously if you have a bad breakup, you need time to yourself, you need to heal. But how long can you sit there, if this is relevant, sort of saying to yourself, oh, well, I've got so many lessons to learn and I have to get it perfect before I go into a relationship? There's no such thing. You just, once you've healed, if you need to heal from disappointment, then you go in and try again. Nobody goes in with an instruction manual or perfect or knowing how to sort of be perfect in a relationship. Yes, some people have more experience than others, so they have more skills to use. But how do you develop those skills? By being in a relationship. So, you know, sometimes where you get readers or spiritual people who are like, oh, you have to be completely healed and you know, completely healed to go into a relationship. I don't believe that. I think there's work to do. There's always going to be something to be healed. And as long as you've recovered from trauma, if you've been traumatized from your last relationship, you may not know what the hell you're doing, but the only way you can learn is by going into the next one and giving it a good go and giving it your best and keeping an open mind and still being prepared to learn. It's always a learning curve, isn't it? There's no perfect. You cannot be perfect. Who is perfect? Who goes into a relationship perfect? If anybody knows anybody who does that, or you're that person, tell me, because I don't believe that anybody can go into a relationship perfect. You learn. It's always, no matter how fantastic you are, it's always going to be something to learn. It's always going to be a bit of a learning curve. So yeah, enough of that rant. It might not actually be about relationships, but I felt I needed to say that because, you know, sometimes people can get down on themselves and they're like, no, well, I have to do more work on myself before I can. It's like, what are you going to work on yourself until you're dead and then you end up alone because you're never going to be perfect. And that's part of being human, isn't it? Imperfection. And I actually want to do a, I've been thinking about doing a video on that for ages, but yeah, that's what comes to mind here as well. So let's get a little bit more for that Five of Cups. Yeah, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands, stability. That speaks of stability. So if it is relationships, you may be someone who struggled to maintain or to gain stability, like stable long-term relationships, foundations, marriage, even because you've got the Lovers, Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands. That may be something that's very relevant here. But overall, in terms of your soul's purpose, that sort of thing, it feels like there's an energy where it's like you feel blocked from knowledge or just from a particular path. There's a sense of feeling blocked from it. Right, so I'm going to leave that there. So that's the external energy. So there's something around you. I don't know what it is, if it's you, something around you, circumstances even that have gone wrong, that have just made you kind of feel blocked from the path that you want to choose. Or again, if it is relationships. So Three of Cups, Four of Wands. And I mean, the first thing I would say, if it's to do with romantic relationships or anything like that, there's an element of cooperation and working together involved in building the foundation. You can't, if you are someone who struggles with disappointment, so like, you know, if you break up with someone and you're like, oh my God, what did I do wrong this time, and it's all my fault and I should have done this and I should have done that, it takes two, doesn't it? So not to say that you then put all the blame on yourself, on the other person, but it's working together, isn't it? You're both learning, you're both working together, you're both trying to make it work, you're both trying to build the foundation, and it may or may not work, there's no guarantee. So let's look at the Three of Cups and Four of Wands. And support. Support is required. Again, relationships, you support each other. The responsibility shouldn't be all on one person. If it's your soul's path, again, you may need to be more open to receiving support in terms of helping you on your path, helping you to choose your path, whatever it is. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles here. Ooh, okay. So the first thing I'm getting here with the Knight of Pentacles and Eight of Swords together is possibly where being too practical can hold you back. And again, that whole thing of guarantees, because the Knight of Pentacles is very practical, has a very solid plan, maybe a bit too rigid, possibly. If you're too rigid, that can hold you back, possibly. So anything else? You've got the Three of Wands there. And I think I mentioned in the reading just before yours, Sagittarius, I've had a reading done. Well, I've had lots of readings, but one of the readings I had, and it was specifically to do with relationships actually, it said that rigid principles can were holding me back. And I still haven't to this day figured, I've gone through, this is from a couple of years ago now, so I've made lists and I've thought it over, and there've been times when I've come up with things and I thought, oh yeah, that's a rigid principle, that's a rigid principle. But it's one of those things where I still feel like, you know what, those things are probably right, but there's more to it and you haven't figured it out yet. I feel like I've still not years later 100% figured out what all of my rigid principles are that may have held me back in relationships. And that's not to say I haven't had good relationships since then or whatever, but it's just that there are certain, it's that learning curve, isn't it? That it's always a process of learning, and you can't learn it. Maybe that's the whole point for myself as well, is that I haven't figured out what all the rigid principles are because I haven't had enough experience with different relationships to know what they are. But yeah, we'll see. So anything else? Hanged Man, that's weird. I mean, it's spiritual development, but again, that's so that would relate to your soul's path. That's trying to figure it out all by yourself. Trying to figure it out all by yourself. The Knight of Pentacles can be someone who's willing to learn as well, but even if you're willing to learn, if you're too practical with what you learn, then again, it holds you back, doesn't it? And then we have the Tower. So let's clarify the Tower on its own. This is supposed to be your advice. So you may need to release as a full moon intention, rigidity, rigid principles, possibly. Trying to figure it out on your own if that's something that you have a tendency to do. The Tower. And this might, it probably doesn't apply to your whole life. It might just be in one particular area. So it could be relationships, because what is your soul's purpose? It's who you are. It's everything. It's your intentions. It's whatever path you want to follow. And there are different things that are part of that path, aren't there? Romantic relationships can be part of that path if you choose them to be. Your career can be part of that path if you choose it to be. Your community or sense of community can be part of your purpose. Your identity is part of your soul's path and your purpose. I think we often think of soul's purpose and soul's path as some big spiritual thing, which, yeah, that can be a part of it, but our whole life is our soul's purpose, isn't it? Well, that's just my personal opinion. So the Tower, why are you there? And you can see that the Three of Swords wanted to come out. It could be a fear of getting hurt, actually. Is that if you're not in control, you'll get hurt. That could be something that comes up here. So that Tower could be fear, potentially. Nine of Cups. Queen of Swords. And I think it was in this reading. So I've done so many readings now I'm confused. I think, yeah, it's here I mentioned about your values and your beliefs are, yeah, you need to hold on to those big time. Well, hold on to them, but also, again, consider if there's anything there that's rigid. It's important, but consider what's rigid and what can be adapted and still kind of be in line with your values and beliefs. But is there anything that needs to be adapted in any sort of way? So anything else with the Tower? Because the Queen of Swords, if you look at the extreme end of her, she can be too rigid, can't she? Let's try that again. Right, so the Page of Wands. This is him paying attention now. He's upright, so he's paying attention. He's answering the calling. And then you've got the King of Pentacles there. That's about building solid foundations. Okay. So, yeah, I would say here with what's come up, be open to support in terms of building your foundation. Don't feel that you have to do it all by yourself. And again, there may be an opportunity here to sort of reassess and reconsider what your principles are, what your morals are, what your values are, what your beliefs are, what's really important and what can be adapted to help you change. Okay. What's holding you back? Are there any beliefs or values? I wouldn't say your values hold you back, but any beliefs that hold you back possibly, and what can be changed, what needs to go? Right, so let's put these back and I'll get you a final card of advice. So this is from the Power of Love deck. I'm not happy with that candle, I have to say. I'm going to probably try and pour some of the wax out to make it work a little bit better if I can. So final message for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Final bit of advice for you for the weekly check-in. You've got two. Oh, you got the same one as Sagittarius. You might have Sagittarius as your Sun, Moon or Rising with this message coming out again. So you've got tolerance, which that's the rigid principle thing that I was talking about. It says you appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. And expression, you are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. I mean, that's the kind of like the authenticity. It's expressing yourself in terms of this path, wanting to pursue your path. But I would say there needs to be, to finally be able to pursue the path, the only blockage, well, not the only blockage, but one of the blockages could be needing a guarantee and potentially being too rigid. And there may be a need here to change who your alliances and who you're around as well. So let's look at the tolerance card. I'm going to read both of them. They might be helpful to you. So this school that we call Earth can be a very daunting destination. You should be proud of the bravery you have shown by electing to come here to experience it. The planet has a multitude of belief systems and philosophies practiced by beings who don't look or act exactly like you do. Even though we are the same inside, ironically, choosing to incarnate into a dimension where you feel separated from the whole is what makes Earth so appealing to courageous souls like you. The souls who graduate with high honours are the ones who have seen past the illusion of race and gender and religious belief and recognise their brothers and sisters. Love thy neighbour as thyself is the mantra of this card. The physical guises that we wear are just that, illusions. In truth, we are all the same, beings of love. When you are able to go within and connect with your soul's loving energy, you have the realization that we all belong to and originate from the same source. Tolerance is being secure within your own sense of self and letting others be as they are without judgment or bias. Learn to see them as weary travelers who, like you, crave encouragement, respect, and support. So yeah, again, that's the rigid principles coming here about needing to loosen up a little bit and accepting help. Again, also that whole authenticity, like, do you feel like people won't accept you if you pursue a certain path? That comes to mind possibly too, that tug of war thing there, where you feel like something's not right, but it's that whole better the devil you know, that you might just stick with what you already know because you don't know what else to, how to do things differently. Maybe you feel like it won't be tolerated. Right, expression says, you have come back to Earth to share your individual wisdom and express your personal code, which you have developed through lifetimes of experiences. You have many methods of soul expression available, whether it be with words, dress, art, or movement. Each form shows your character and reveals an important aspect of your being. When you express your soul's true nature to the rest of the world, it is incumbent on you to lead by example. You must be true to your nature and never attempt to alter your self-expression to please someone else. If you act only to receive approval and acceptance from others, you demonstrate that you do not believe in yourself or respect your uniqueness. Don't succumb to peer pressure or the desire to fit in. You choose to incarnate in this physical dimension and to follow a blueprint chosen by you. Let your soul's light illuminate your ideas and express them in tangible ways. To get your message across, believe in it. Present your point of view clearly and lovingly so that others understand you. As you continue on your path, make sure to leave your distinctive mark and footprint to inspire and teach others. So that one really is about the values and beliefs that are really important, that really are important to you and that you really do need to hold on to and express with or from. I know that with Capricorn, again, stereotypically with Capricorn, one of your, what would you call it? The things that we can associate with Capricorn stereotypically is status and need for status. So a need to be seen, heard, appreciated, respected, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think most people want that. But it's if it goes too far to the point where you're constantly concerned about, oh, what will they think if I do this? What will people think if I do that? You're an individual. You're allowed to be yourself and not focus on that. So I'll leave your messages there. So feel free to like, share or comment on the video. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel as well. If you would like to book a personal reading, please see the description box below the video for information on how to do that. And thank you very much for watching the video, Capricorn. I hope there was something useful here for you. Until the next reading, take care.